Hello guys, it's Neddie here from the next episode of the Transfer Centre. So if you guys didn't know this video, we'll talk about most of the important deals that's happened currently in England, or players that have left England, go to another country. I'm not going to talk about big players joining foreign clubs. I'm going to be talking the English transfer window. So far, we've got so many transfers to talk about, which has happened recently, that I am very excited, to explain my thoughts on these transfers. The first player we're going to talk about is Luke Amos, who's joined QPR from Spurs on a 3-year deal. The fee was currently undisclosed. I imagine round about 800k or 500k there for the young Tottenham Hotspur centre mid. He could flourish under Mark Warburton at QPR, who done very well in the Championship this season, in my opinion. QPR exceeded my expectations quite highly. I expected them to finish towards the bottom end of the table, but Eze, Samuel, and the entire squad actually, done very well, especially Barbe. They done very well, QPR, and they definitely exceeded my expectations as a football club, and they could be ones to watch out for next season if they manage to keep the hold of Eze, Samuel, and they're already making great additions. Right, the next player we're talking about is John Obi Mikel, who's an ex-Champions League winner and Premier League winner with Chelsea. So, John Obi Mikel joined Stoke from Trasboa, but unfortunately, his last club was Trasboa, but I think he left Trasboa then to join Stoke. So, I think he had a break for Trasboa for a bit, then was out of contract about 2 months, joined Stoke on a free deal. I think it's absolutely fantastic for Stoke. I think Stoke could be a threat next season. I mean, they should already be a threat. I think they've definitely massively underperformed them 2 seasons which they've been in recently. I think they've got a 6 squad with some very good players in their squad, and you can't even deny the players which they've currently got in the likes of Tom Ince, Sam Vokes, Joe Allen, Tommy Smith, all absolutely outstanding players. And to add John Obi Mikel to that list, that experienced centre defensive midfielder, they could be one to watch out for next season. Next player to talk about is another interesting one, is Joe Hart, who's joined Tottenham Hotspur after leaving Burnley on a free. He's going to be staying at Tottenham, which is very interesting, till 2022. So he will be staying there for at least 2 years at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which it's just another payday for him. He ain't going to beat Lloris. He might get a few appearances here in the cup. He might impress, but however, there's no doubt he will definitely teach the young Tottenham Hotspur goalkeepers and add that far bit of experience into the Tottenham Hotspur team. Because let's face it, he's won Premier League titles. He's been England's #1 at one time. I'm not going to lie, he still isn't that bad of a keeper. And I reckon there is a good keeper in there somewhere. But I think he should have personally signed for maybe a Championship club or a low-end Premier League club. So the next player we can talk about is Danny Ward, who's joined Huddersfield from Cardiff City on a free transfer. Danny Ward is a very good striker. I believe he played for Rotherham. Then he decided to join Cardiff for a very high deal. I think he was around about 2 million at the time he joined. He didn't do too bad for Cardiff. He scored a few goals here and there, but I don't think he lived up to expectations that Cardiff expect him to hit. I think Cardiff getting promoted to the Premier League really destroyed him, because they were playing the likes of, at the time, Callum Patterson, Kenny Sahor, much better strikers than Danny Ward. No offence to him, but I think Danny Ward could do well under Huddersfield. But personally, I think Huddersfield will struggle next season, because usually assistant managers never usually do well when coming from being an assistant manager at Leeds, to then coming to be, a first-team coach for a very good Championship club, Huddersfield, because Huddersfield have already got an absolutely outstanding team with players like Carlon Grant and all that. So I don't think Huddersfield will be that much of a threat next season. I think they will struggle towards the bottom end of the table, but I'll explain that all in another video. So next player we're going to talk about is Oliver Skipp, who's recently joined Norwich on loan from Spurs. I thought this deal would actually happen to Birmingham. Oliver Skipp, I thought he would actually choose Birmingham, whether it interested me or not, because Crank has admitted he's spoken to Jose about loan deals, which has happened. But why am I bringing Birmingham to this? Oliver Skipp, I can't really see him fitting into Norwich's first team. You never know. He could be a good youngster. He could even possibly stay at Norwich for the foreseeable future. But imagine Oliver Skipp could definitely be a massive player for Spurs. We all know what Spurs are like, bringing through good England youth players, and bringing them up through the ranks, like Dele Alli. I know he joined from MK Dons, but they've still built him up to what he's be today. And same Harry Kane and all them other good players, which I'm sure I am forgetting at the moment. I think Spurs could be a good team next season. What am I talking about Spurs? This is Norwich. I think Norwich could be a good team next season. I think they're more likely to get promotion than Watford and Bournemouth, because Watford and Bournemouth, I think I don't think they'll do well in the Championship. I think they'll go into a bit of a shock shell shock moment, you know, with the club that, you know, because their clubs aren't used to being in the Championship recently anyway, because Watford's been in the Premier League for a few amount of years, and same with Bournemouth, and we all thought they were probably going to be stabilised Premier League clubs, but we all know that didn't happen. Next player we're going to talk about is a recent deal which literally just happened about a few hours ago, which is Joe Williams from Bristol, from Wigan, who's joined Bristol City for a £3 million deal, which I think is an absolutely outstanding signing for Bristol City. I just feel he was absolutely fantastic at Wigan Athletic. When Wigan got him permanently from Everton, I thought that was one of the bargains of the century, honestly. I would have loved him at Birmingham, and I think he's a great central defensive midfielder. I think he'll definitely add that bit of grit into the team. With new manager at Bristol City, Dean Holden, another assistant manager, so however, there's a bit of a difference Bristol City. I feel like this Holden guy actually knows what he's doing, if that makes any sense. You know, he ain't like an exotic assistant manager. You know, he knows the Championship. He's worked with Lee Johnson for numerous seasons. I can't see Bristol City pushing a bit of a promotion, but I do see why Bristol City fans are annoyed at the appointment, especially in the held talks with like the likes of Chris Hughton and, you know, big name managers like that. And Tony Pulis, I think, was another one to held talks with. But I'm not too sure why they decided Dean Holden. Whether Chris Hughton pulled out, I'm not too sure. Anyway, the final, we've got two more transfers to talk about. We've got Aaron Ramsdale from Sheffield United, who's joined AFC Bournemouth for an £18.5 million fee. I think that might be Sheffield United's record signing, I believe. I think it does outweigh the signing of Standenberg, which I mean that all tells us Dean Henderson will not be Sheffield United's first team keeper next season. They're basically similar, Henderson and Aaron Ramsdale, in terms of, you know, being young English goalkeeper. I think they're trying to get a like-for-like replacement in, even though Henderson I'd say is better. But Ramsdale could definitely be better. I think he's done well at Bournemouth despite the circumstance that Bournemouth have been in, and I think he's a good goalkeeper. And yeah, he's still very young, and I think he's got bags of potential in him. But whether he can hold that pressure again in the Premier League to be that first team spot at such a young age, we will see. Now, the final transfer I'm going to be talking about is Dike from QPR, who's joined, he's from Livingston, who's joined QPR for a £2 million deal and a 4-year deal. Dykes was chased by numerous Championship clubs. Barnsley put in a bid for him. I think Stoke were interested in him. Numerous Championship clubs were interested in Dykes, and I think he picked the right club. I think QPR have always struggled with a striker in their team. I feel like they need that big and out goal scorer in their team. I know they've had Hugo and Wells over the past seasons, but they obviously haven't been permanent signings. Hopefully Dykes can live up to their pressure, because we can't deny that he's coming from the Scottish League, and there's a bit of a difference between the Scottish League and the Championship of playing style. And especially coming from different clubs as well. Will he do well under QPR's playing style? Well, I don't know. Him and Eze and Samuel is going to be absolutely key for QPR. Hopefully QPR can actually keep hold of Eze and Samuel, and they can maybe be a threat within a few seasons or so. And yeah, that's it for the Transfer Centre video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this Transfer Centre video. If you guys have, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Would be greatly appreciated if any of you guys could. So I want to thank you all for watching this video, lads. And yeah, if any of you guys are new, like, subscribe, please. We are grinding to 1.3k. Let's hope we can get there together. Thank you guys for watching this video, lads. Love every single one of you, and hope you see you all later. Peace.